Well, since his arrival, new Oklahoma City Public Schools Superintendent Rob News says he's listened, and what he's learned are the challenges facing the district are what he calls deep-rooted and can't be fixed overnight. I was able to visit with him about some of the issues he says will take a fundamental shift in how Oklahoma City approaches education.
The activities that I set out to do, pretty much done with them. And so now it's a matter of continuing the process of meeting with people. I've got some advisory committees that are starting up, parents, students, staff, and principal advisories that really will complete the process. I need to do a little bit more work with the legislature, but that's starting to kick in a little bit. But I've got a pretty good feel for where we're at right now and what our challenges are.
Now, teacher shortages are a problem around the state, but particularly in our urban districts. What can you do in Oklahoma City?
There's a couple things that we have to do. First of all, we have to take some of this challenge and problem into our own hands. And so we've been fortunate that we've actually had for several years now a relationship with the University of Central Oklahoma and the Urban Teachers Preparation Academy. And we've expanded that now to Oklahoma University and Oklahoma State University. So with OU and OSU into the mix, we are really focusing on preparing teachers for the urban environment. But we also now are partnering with Oklahoma City Community College as well as UCO and offering our graduates in Oklahoma City who qualify, who attend OCCC or UCO, graduate with a teaching degree, guaranteed a job to come back, and if they give us 3 years, they're going to be debt-free from college. So we've got to take this into our own hands. At the same time, we've got to go to the legislature and say, hey, teacher pay is an issue, it's a statewide issue, and we've got to increase it. And the last piece is we've got to get some help from the private sector, and we have to offer some incentives to come here, some relocation packages, because once I think people get here, like I did, you don't want to leave.
Let's talk about some other hot button issues. The first one being high stakes testing. There's really two camps. One that if you can't measure it, you can't achieve it. And the other one, we're teaching too much of the test and it's taking up all our class time. What's your feelings?
My feelings are that we've gone too far with it. There's an overemphasis on the test, teaching to the test. And I see some really ill effects from that. I see teachers that are on this treadmill or hamster wheel, just trying to cover content to get kids ready for the test. And that's ruining the love of teaching. And that translates directly to the kids. Kids know it. And so I think we've got to be careful. We've got to swing back. I think there has to be accountability. I welcome accountability, but I think that the test is only one measure. And we as a community have an opportunity to really identify what are those other things that we want to see in our kids and to measure us by those. And so we're starting a great conversation in November. It's going to take us about 6 months to go through, and at the end, I want metrics that this community feels are more important and most important and what they're going to hold us accountable for.
Dropouts continue to remain a problem here in Oklahoma, again, especially in our urban areas. What do we do in Oklahoma City?
Well, first of all, we got to prevent it. And we start by making our students partners in their education. For too long, forever, we've worked on kids or for them. We have to work with them. We have to give students voice. We have to know who they are. We have to know their name. That's important to them. 54% of high school students or secondary students in America don't think that teachers know their name. 52% don't know if teachers care if they're there or not. But 95% of those same kids think their parents think education is important. It's a huge disconnect. So we've got to know them by their name. We've got to know their strength. We've got to know them by their need. We have to know their hopes and dreams. And we have to connect their learning to them. We have to prevent dropouts by engaging kids in their learning and instill the love of learning and a purpose for their learning. At the other end of the scale, we have to be creative and innovative and use technology in ways that we can recapture the kids who have left us. We've got to get them back because the cost of dropout to them and to us is way too high.
Is it fair to say, when we're talking about dropouts, that one size just doesn't fit all when it comes to education?
It is more than fair to say that. I like to say we have to design to the edges. We forever have taught to the average, to the middle. And now with technology that's available, software applications that are available, we have to differentiate the learning. We have to personalize the learning so that we can meet all kids as individuals and take them on their path and their journey. That's hard work, and it's going to take an investment. It's going to take an investment of technology. It's going to take an investment in attracting the teachers to the profession and making sure that we have not only our classrooms filled with qualified teachers, but great teachers and great principals.
What's the role of charter schools here in Oklahoma City?
Charter schools, enterprise schools, application schools, all play a significant role. They're all public schools, they're all public education students, they're all our students. What we have to do is do a better job of making sure that these pieces fit together into a coherent puzzle. And so that we have a menu or we're a portfolio of options so that when parents come to Oklahoma City, here's what we have to offer. And that all these choices are excellent, what fits their students' needs the best.
And if job longevity is any indication, being superintendent of Oklahoma City Public Schools is one tough job. Rob New is the 9th superintendent for the state's largest district since the year 2000. That's 9 leaders in the last 15 years.